I have a weird psychic ability. I can talk to you for about 10 to 15 minutes and then you end up making more money. I'm not a life coach. I don't give you advice, but magical things do happen after I talk to you. For example, I talked to Syra last night and she posted this message and she was basically on the verge of getting evicted from her house. And she was in a dire money situation. I talked to her for about 10 to 15 minutes because she couldn't make rent. And then the next day, her friend gave her the exact amount of money she needed to pay rent. This is Tiana. She went from being jobless to making over 10K a month after chatting with me. And this is Jason. He went from making about 8K a month. We did 2 calls and then he started making 18K a month. You can also find this video right on my website. The link is in the bio. So I want to explain a little bit about exactly how this works, and it's probably not what you think. So I didn't start out doing this for people. I didn't start out like transforming other people so they made more money. I started doing this for myself at first. So when I was around 30, I was really a broken person. I felt like a failure, and I went to this conference, and at this conference, they taught me an inner child technique. So basically, at this therapy conference, I learned that I was talking to myself in my head like my parents talked to me. And when I discovered that, I broke down in a pool of tears because I realized I was being mean to myself, and I didn't want to be mean to myself anymore. And at this conference, they taught us a letter writing technique that when you do it, you write a letter to your inner child and you reparent emotions and beliefs that you picked up in childhood, and you reprogram memories from childhood. And I started doing this, and after a lot of crying, each time I would write a letter, I would cry, but then I noticed a very weird thing. That area of my life, whatever I wrote that letter on, got better. And it didn't just get better and then go back to normal, it got better permanently. Kind of like if you went to the gym, you lifted weights once, and then you got stronger for the rest of your life. So if I, for example, wrote a letter reparenting my relationship with my mom, my fear around women would permanently decrease, and then women would want to date me more. If I wrote a letter reparenting my fear and shame around money, then more money showed up for me automatically without me having to do anything else. So when I discovered this, I did something drastic. I did something that nobody else at this therapy conference did, which was I went crazy on writing these letters. I wrote 8 letters a day for the first year, 4 letters a day the second year, and then the third year, I started being able to do the letters in my head instead of having to actually handwrite them out. So I started doing them just throughout my day, and my income kind of exploded. I went from making really not a whole lot at all to making more than a doctor, an engineer, and a lawyer all combined. And later on in this journey, right, I became semi-famous in the industry that I was in, which is direct response copywriting. And copywriters started coming to me looking for coaching on copywriting, like the actual skill of how to do marketing for a health product. And when I started coaching, right, I became sort of really well known for coaching in this space, but the way I did coaching was quite different. Most people will come to me asking, how do I improve my copy? How do I improve my writing? And how do I get clients, right? Upwork is so like competitive. There's so many people. How do I get clients in my career to pay me for this service? And these were 2 areas that I did coach on, but virtually everybody was blocked in these inner child areas that that I was noticing. And so I started doing these clearings for copywriters who came to me. And when I did that, their income exploded faster than the rumor and the wildfire of the story started spreading that I had this ability. And so recently I have come to TikTok to start doing this for non-copywriters, and the stories that are coming in are already quite extraordinary. I am doing these clearings every week on Zoom with my group, with my community, and the stories are amazing. So you don't have to believe me. You can actually try this out for yourself for free. I have a free book. The link is in the bio. And the Zoom calls that I do every week, they are just $1 to join for the first 30 days. It's a community of healing. And the best way I can describe this is that basically what happens when I talk to you is I figure out your biggest money blocks and the biggest money blocks that come from your childhood. So, for example, you may have a lot of fear around money that you picked up from mom and dad, or mom and dad may have taught you that you don't deserve to receive money, or they may have taught you that money is scarce, or they may have taught you that you have to work hard for money, and so you manifest a life where you do have to work hard for money. So all these can be big blocks to the energy of money flowing towards you. And so on these calls, I've done this for thousands of repetitions now. I figure out where your biggest personal blocks are, and then I rewire them. And basically I walk people through a little meditation. It's not long, and then afterwards they feel a big shift, and then magical things happen for them. So that is kind of how it works. And again, you don't have to believe me. You can actually try this out for yourself. Free book, link is in the bio. You can download it. Try the exercises for yourself for free, or you can come on one of the coaching calls. It's just $1 for the first 30 days, and just see actually how it works for yourself. You can talk to the people in the group, ask them, is this for real? Is this not for real? Is Ning bogus? Is he for real? Who knows? Link is in the bio. Let me know.